Hi YouTube, Kate Johansson, Fast Pet Dog Training here. And today I want to talk about a question that I get a lot from clients. Usually after we finish training, we've got their dogs walking really nice on a leash without pulling, they're not lunging, they're not barking at other people and other dogs. They're trained to sit, stay, and come, and to have that awesome recall 100% of the time, no questions asked, super fast, super exuberant recall. They're trained to place, to get up on something, go in their crate on command, get in and out of the car on command, all kinds of things that people have trouble with. If they started with us with having aggression issues, we've smooth those out. We've reconditioned the dog so that the dog can handle all that. But now I start getting frustrated texts about the dogs digging in the yard, digging in a little pen that they have out in the back that they leave the dogs in when they go to work, and they can't understand why the dogs are tearing everything up and trying to dig out of that little pen and just destroying things when they leave the dogs all day and go to work. And in this case, these people just bought a beautiful new home, and they have a pristine yard, or it was pristine, but their young dog, who's less than 1.5 years old, I believe, who's half boxer and half German Shepherd, so you can imagine how much energy this dog has, is digging holes all over their yard. Big holes. Great big holes. Like she said, there's like 10 or 15 great big deep holes now. And he's starting to dig up the plants in the yard. Okay. Can you train a dog not to do that? Probably. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of conditioning, and you're going to have to overcome nature, because dogs naturally want and need to dig. And it's a release of anxiety and tension, and it's exercise. And it's something that they just do naturally. So these clients have admitted to me that since they moved into their new house, they haven't found any trails to take the dogs on, to let them be off leash and run and really get good exercise. And the dogs are trained to be off leash and to have that awesome recall. So there's no excuse, except they just haven't bothered. The dogs are not getting any exercise. And she says, you know, we correct him when we catch him and he stops doing it. But then as soon as we're not paying attention to him, he starts digging again. Yeah, it's like he knows we're not watching him, so he starts again. He's, like I said, he's even digging up the plants. So she says that when we start to jump on the trampoline, he goes and he gets really frantic. When we run the lawnmower, he gets really frantic and he goes and digs. And as soon as we stop and correct him, he stops, but then he goes right back to it. Okay, so there's 2 ways to handle this, a couple ways. Management. It's management. So you can put the dog in a crate or a kennel run. If you put the dog in a kennel run, it needs to have a very solid floor like cement that they can't dig out of. Because if it's a dirt floor, they're going to be able to dig out, and they will. They love to dig, and it's an outlet, energy outlet for them. So you've got to confine them, or if you're going to be home anyway and you're there, when you're jumping on the trampoline with your child, you need to tell the dog to get on a place, to go sit somewhere. Hopefully it's a nice, comfortable place. But the dog's going to want to get off the place, maybe to come over and interact with the trampoline, or if he's closed off from that and he's just in a yard, he's going to get off that place and he'll start digging because he's got a lot of anxiety about it. Or when you're mowing the lawn. So you have to put the dog at the high priority level, and if you're mowing the lawn and you tell the dog to place and he gets off, you have to stop the lawnmower and go over there and tell him to place again. Same thing with the trampoline. So the number one thing you need to do when you've got issues like this is you've got to make sure that those dogs get a ton of exercise. All the dogs that have gone through our training are trained to be off leash and be able to run and then come back. So if you're telling me that your dog has these problems, I'm going to be asking you what kind of exercise are they getting. And if they're not getting exercise and you're not managing the dog, you're just letting the dog organically go out and do whatever he wants because you just don't want to be bothered, then you kind of get what you get. You know, and it's not fair to the dog. It's not, the dog has all this pent up anxiety, pent up energy, and he has to do something with it. So please take your dogs and exercise them and then manage them so that they can't destruct, so they can't destroy things around your house. Please. Peace.